US dollar caught the most of the traders' attention last week as the US debt ceiling talk have not reached the conclusive agreement. So this is the weekly forex forecast. Let's go to the fundamental before we continue with the technical. So last week we don't have major events last week according to the fundamental in the US dollar. So the one we have is from the Canadian dollar. The one we have on US dollar is only the unemployment claim and the fully fed manufacturing in there. So AUD and then the Canadian dollar took the fundamental bias last week. And then let's check what we have this week. So this is the week of FOMC. That is we have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, if I'm right. Yeah, we have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Yes, this is it. We have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. So last week the best opportunity was in SND after the market price the hawkish Bank of New Zealand expectation. So why the weakest currency is the Japanese yen, which is weaker against most of the major currency pairs last week. So this week, let's look at the opportunity we have this week in terms of the fundamental. On Monday we don't have much on fundamental. On Tuesday we have the French flash manufacturing PMI, the German flash manufacturing PMI, and then on Tuesday too we have the flash manufacturing PMI from the GBP and then from the US dollar. So next week I think we have fundamentals that will move the market next week. So we have major news that will move the market next week, especially from the Bank of New Zealand. Their interest rate statement to be dropped very early for West African time on Wednesday, as you can see there right there. So then later on Wednesday we'll witness the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, and then that is very, very important. What they say there will determine a lot about the movement of the US dollar in a short or longer time. I think this is what we have in terms of the fundamental this week. Yeah, so let's go to the technical. So the DSY last week, US dollar is strong until on Friday when we have this minute from the Fed. That is when he said inflation is far above the objective. There's another thing he said which bring the market back to US dollar weakness. So we said federal he said on Friday that the stress in the banking sector could mean that interest rates won't have to be high to control inflation. It means that this speech right here is a dovish speech which states that they don't need to hike the interest rate, and if they don't hike the interest rate, it means that is either they are going to stable it or they are going to cut it. So he noted that the federal initiative used to deal with the problem at mid-sized bank are mostly altered worst case scenario from transparent, but he still noted that the problem at Silicon Valley Bank and other could still reverberate through the economy. The financial stability tools help to claim condition in the banking sector. Development there. On the other hand, we can't read the full story. So this speech right there is a dovish speech. So, and it has a major impact in the market last week. And then we saw the US dollar bounce back from this particular temporary resistant level. As you can see, we have a resistant level at that particular area. As you can see, this area is a resistant level. It's a resistant level. As you can see, we have major zone at that particular area, and then we have a pullback in the US dollar at that particular area. So this week we might see the continuation to the downside in the DSY to this. But before that, let's zoom this for our chart. As you can see, there are two things you have to see here. This trend line is very, very slopey, which means that there's a probability of this trend line break to the other side. So this is the support level right here. This is the next support level right here at this particular area. As you can see, if we have a breakout of this trend line, and then a slopey trend line has a probability of breaking. So like this, you might see a break to this particular area right there. So the next thing we want to check is if we have the break of this, if we have the DSY push to this place this week and then break this resistance level, it means that we should see DSY push to this to the price level right here, to this price level at 105.654 if we have a break of this resistance level, because as you can see, this is a major level right here. As you can see, that level is a very strong level where it resists at this particular area. So if we have a breakout or break of this particular area, then we should see a move to 105.665. But on the contrary, let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. If you see a break of this trend line, then we'll see a move to this particular area right there, because we have a support level sitting comfortably at this particular area. So maybe after the FOMC, we might see a bounce of this area to the upside. So let's see how it goes. There is FOMC on Wednesday, so let's see the announcement right there. But there is a high probability of DSY breaking this slopey trend line to the downside and touching 102.283 support level right here. So maybe we might now see a bounce or break to this 101.680. So let's see how it goes right here. That's the DSY. So the first one I want to check is GBP USD. If you check GBP USD, check the weekly time frame. Let's check the weekly time frame. As you can see, in a weekly time frame, it closes as a reversal pattern, as a reversal candlestick, a doji candlestick right there, which means a reversal at this particular area. And then another thing I want you to know is that this is a solid resistance which now turns to support right there. This is a resistance level. We have a break of this resistance level and a retest. So, and at the retest level, we saw the doji candle, which is a reversal pattern right here, which tells us that buyer might resume at this particular area to the upside. So what will make us to have a sell bias is if we have a break back into this zone. That is what will make us have a sell bias to the downside. But all the bias we are having now is to the upside, because there is a breakout of this zone and there is a retest. There is a breakout of this zone and there's a retest, and there's a reversal pattern formed at that particular level, at that support level. That is the resistance that turns to support in the weekly time frame. So if you go to daily time frame, as you can see, that level is a very, very strong support level. As you can see, we have a series of rejection at this particular level. So what we are looking at is a move to the a move to the upside right here, and this is the target at this particular area. This is the first target right there. We might see this target before the FOMC on Wednesday. So as market open, my bias is a bullish bias to 126.55, and then stop loss will be below this area. As you can see, this is a 50 period moving average, and the 50 period moving average is below that particular support level, which tells us that we should have more move to the upside at this particular level. So I'm looking for a move to 1.26255 this week. Probably it might happen before the FOMC, or maybe the FOMC might push it more to the upside, as it is above the 50 period moving average. If you check the 4-hour time frame too, we might have a safe zone at that particular. So right here, if you zoom it further, let's zoom it further right there, we might have a chart pattern at that particular area. As you can see, there's a chart pattern at that particular area right there, so which means that we have a breakout of that chart pattern. So if we have a rejection at this particular level, which means that there might be a move to 1.26255. So that's our target. So the safe zone is below this area. This is where our stop loss should be, and they take profit at 1.6. Or actually, if you don't want to go for the much, you can take your profit at this one. This is safest. Take profit at 1.25302. that is almost like 100 pips right there, and this one is almost like 200 pips. So that is that about GBP USD. So the next pair I want to check is the Euro US dollar. So US dollar too, if you check the weekly time frame, you will see that is almost the same thing as the GBP US dollar. So here there is this resistance here, and then there is a breakout at this particular area, then break back to this area, then we have a breakout too, then this area will form a, let's say, not so large momentum candlestick. That is it also looks like a doji. So right here too, we might actually see a bullish reversal at this particular area to the upside. So let's go to the daily time frame. So as you can see, this area is a strong support level too. So before we can say we want to short euro USD, if we, and this one too, another thing I can say here is that the moving average is above that price at this level. So the moving average is above the price at this particular level. So what we can see here is that if this particular candle closes bearish on Monday, that is we are going for sell on euro USD. But if it closes bullish, that is we are going for buy on Monday. So you wait for the Monday candle close before you make your decision on euro USD. But on GBP USD, you can enter and risk it because it is in an uptrend, and then we have a very strong support level at that particular level. But this one, we have to wait for confirmation at this particular area to the upside. But my own personal bias is to the upside at this particular level, and then the take profit should be at 1.0995 because this is a safe zone right here at that particular area. But if you check the market bias right there, if you use the trend line, you'll see that there is a breakout of this particular area. Let's put the trend line very well. As you can see, you see that there is a break to the downside at this level, and then this one, there's a break here, and this one is a retest, and it's moved to this particular area. So we have to bias here. So if we have a bullish candle close on Monday, then it means that we are going to 1.09960, and then this is the safe zone right here. So that's that about euro. So let's check the 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, this is if we have a candle close above this this trend line, then it means that you wait for retest and then you buy to 1.09960. This trend line is a is what we use to enter at this particular area. So actually we might see a move to this resistance of the trend line, and then we might see a rejection at that particular level. But if we see a breakout of this trend line, then we should be looking to 1.09960 as our next take profit target, and then our stop loss should be below that particular level. So if we break below this level, it means that euro USD is still in a sell zone. So let's see how it goes at that particular area. So the next one I want to check is gold. Gold, last week we talked about it, last 2 weeks we talked about it being in a triple top at that particular area, and then we analyze sell from this particular level. As you can see, it's want to hit the trend line already, because this is the next support level, because we analyze that it's going to touch this particular support level before it bounce. And if you check this level, you see that this level right here is a resistant level on this gold, because it has break this level of support and then it has retested it. So it means that this level has been broken right here, then there is a retest. So it means that we can still have gold move to 1942.80 before bounce back to the upside, as the overall market direction is in the triple top. If you check the weekly time frame, we can see that we are in triple top right there. So let's zoom it further. So this is the first top, second, and the third one. So we can still look for further move to the downside on gold before we can see a bounce at that particular level. So checking the 4 hours, as you can see, we have a break of this support level to the downside, then it went for a retest, then we should see a move back to 1942 before we see a bounce right there. So we might actually see a bounce from this level to the upside. So let's see how it goes right there. So the next pair I want to check is a US dollar Japanese yen. So on the weekly time frame, we can see that there's a level of resistance sitting comfortably at this particular area, as you can see. And last week we have a rejection here exactly at the level of this resistance, sitting at 138,940. So if you come back to the daily time frame, you can see that the level is a very strong level, especially this level is a very strong level, and we have a rejection at that particular level after breaking this level here. Break this level, then we have a rejection at this level. So what I'm looking at this week is, if we have a break of this level, then I will comfortably long US dollar JPY to the all-time high, as you can see, if you have a break of that particular resistance level. But my bias is that we should see more move to the downside at that particular level. If you see a bearish candle close on Monday, then we should see a move to this particular level right here. That is the level, the trend line support level here. So if Monday candle closes bearish, then we should see a move to 133,889. So this is what I'm looking at this week. This is what I'm looking to trade this week at that particular level right there. So let's put the this as the, so actually we might have a move here, then a rejection to this particular level at 133,889. But if we have a break of this zone, then we're willing to long USD JPY to the all-time high right there. So the next one I want to check is US dollar Canadian dollar. US dollar Canadian dollar is at the very critical zone right there. So is it that we have a break of this to this particular area, or a break of this to 1.36271? So either way around, we'll, after the breakout, we'll follow the direction right there on the US dollar Canadian dollar. And don't forget, we have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, so which might prompt it to break to the other side, and any side it wants to break to. So the next one I want to check is the Canadian dollar Japanese yen. Here, what I'm looking to trade here is, let's check the weekly time frame. As you can see, we have a resistance level sitting comfortably at this particular area. As you can see, this zone, then this zone too. As you can see, this zone is a very, very strong level. So if we have the breakout of this, then we should see a move to 108.191. But I'm looking for a rejection at that particular area, as the 50 moving average is above that particular price level. As you can see, it's right there. So the 50 moving average is above the level. If you, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So at 4-hour time frame, we see this large this very big momentum in the 4-hour time frame. Canadian dollar Japanese yen. So this is what I'm looking at to trade right there. If you check the weekly time frame, okay, let's check the daily time. If you check the daily time frame, you can see that we have a very strong support at this particular area. You see that we have a very strong resistance at this particular area right there, and then when the trade get there, it rejects at that zone on daily time frame. So if you zoom it further, you see that we have a rejection. So let's put the trend line at that particular level. As you can see, so when it touched 2 or 3, so here we can see that we have a rejection at this particular level. So you can see a rejection to this level right there. So let's put the horizontal line there. So we can see a move to this week. You can see a move to 100244 if we have a if the daily time frame on Monday closes bearish. So we might see a move to this particular level right there. But if we have a breakout of this zone, then we should see a move to the resistance level. That's how it goes right there. So we might see a move to this zone if we have a break to the upside right there on Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So let's see how it goes right there. So the next pair I want to check is GBP CHF. GBP CHF, we might not have much to check on it because we are still in a range. Maybe if it goes to this resistance, it might come back to this support, to this resistance. So it's moving in a range. So let's skip it and check the AUD Japanese yen. So AUD Japanese yen, you can see that we are on a resistant, at a resistant level right there. As you can see, tally with the trend line. So we might have a move to the downside this week. If you let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So at 4-hour time frame, if we have a break of this zone right here, then we can go for long on AUD JPY. But all the bias right now is to the downside. If we break, we might have a retrace to this level and a move back to this level before you can see a break of the trend line to the downside. So on a long term view, my bias on AUD JPY is to the downside. So let's see how it goes right there. So Euro AUD, and don't forget last week the AUD the CPI on AUD, the year-over-year and the month came out negative, so it might have impact in that particular currency right there. And then here too, it might have impact on AUD, Euro AUD right there, and this is a very strong support level right there. So my bias on Euro AUD is to the upside, so we might see a move to this particular area. So this might actually be the first take profit, and then this zone as the second take profit. So I'm looking for Euro AUD to hit 1.63755, and we might see a breakout to 1.65805, and then the safe zone might be below this particular, some pips below the particular area right there. So the next one I want to check is Euro Canadian dollar. Euro Canadian dollar, we have a very strong support level which got rejected at this area. As you can see, a support level got rejected at this particular area. So we might actually, let's eliminate this and this. So there is a resistance level sitting comfortably at this particular area. So if we break this level to the upside, then we should be looking for a move to 1.50665. But if we break this support level to the downside, then we will wait for a retest and then a move to the downside. So let's see how it goes on Euro Canadian dollar. But in everything, just wait for the Monday candle close. Maybe it will close above this particular level right there, or it will close below this particular level right there before you make your decision. So the next pair we want to check is the AUD USD. AUD USD close above this particular support level on Friday after the Fed announcement. So we should, let's see, we should have a move to this particular area, to back to the resistance area this week. We should have a move back to the resistance area this week, because if you check the let's check the 4-hour time frame, we might see the formation of head and shoulder at this particular level, and then which might actually move to 0.67950. As the DSY is declining, we might actually see AUD USD to the upside. So let's see how it goes right there. But if we have a break of this particular zone right here, let's put it to the daily time frame. If we have a break of this zone, and the trade close above this zone, it means that there is a probability of AUD USD decline back to this level, right? Yeah. But if we have a rejection on Monday, there's a probability that we are going back to this particular resistance level. Then maybe after the Fed minute, we might have a breakout of this zone or a decline right there. That is after the Fed meeting on Wednesday. So let's say I go, but before the Fed meeting, we might actually see a move back to this support to this resistant level right there. So the last way I want to check today is AUD Swiss franc. As AUD CPI dropped negative last week, we saw what we call a decline at this particular level right here. So actually there's two things I'm looking out for on this one. Number one, we might actually have a head and shoulder here. As you can see, we might actually have a head and shoulder which might break this level and then move to 0.62258 or 0.3000. But on the contrary, we might have because if you take this level right, if you zoom it further, let's zoom in further. So this is the daily candlestick closing below that particular level right there. So if you see the close or a Monday candle closes bearish, then we'll see a move back to this low of 58600 at this particular area. So let's say it goes right there. So we are looking at so if we put it to 4-hour time frame, actually it signal that there's a probability of declining back to this low right here, then maybe back to this trend line. So there are something we are looking at. Is it that we have a formation of head and shoulder and we have a break of this resistance, then move to that level, or we should have a decline and move to, it depends on which candle close, or maybe bullish candle or bearish candle close. So that's all about the weekly forex forecast. I have a full course on the psychology behind candlestick formation. So if you want to know how to read all these candlestick, if you're a newbie in forex and want to know how to read this candlestick, how to know whether to buy or to sell, how to know when to sell, how to know when to buy, what does the candle represent, and everything. So the full course is there. I'm giving it 100% free on Udemy, so the link is in the description box. Just click on the link and register for the course and watch the full video. So don't forget to give the 5-star review and let me know your opinion on each of these currency pairs this week, the one you likely to trade, and then your bias on the DSY. Maybe you are still on bullish bias or bearish bias. So let's know in the comment section so that we can discuss and have a good insight to the trade this week. So this is my own bias on the pairs this week, and this is the pair I'm likely to take this week. It is for educational purpose, not an investment advice. And then don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share this video for your loved one. Have a lovely trading week.